Number one, they don't show interest or ask details about your life. They only talk about themselves. And once y'all done discussing them, it's time for them to go. They don't care about what's going on in your life. They don't care about how you feel or what you're experiencing. If anything, they're gonna brush it off. They're gonna say, "Oh, that ain't nothing," or "You'll get over that," or "It'll be all right," or "You did that to yourself." How much interest does your friend show in your life? Do they ask you how your day was? If they do they actually listen or act like they can't wait until you shut up? A genuine friend is just that, genuine. So if they ask how you are, it may be polite at first, but if you have something to say, they will be sure to listen and show support. Or two, they aren't reliable or there when you need them the most. They aren't reliable or there when you need them the most. Friends are there for you, especially when you're having a hard time. If your friend can't stop talking about themselves and their problems while not considering your own, then they're likely not a real friend. You may be actually listening to all of their worries and tough situations. They're likely placing all of their negative energy on you and taking all of your positive energy while not bothering to uplift you. That's how toxic friends are. They'll come around when they're going through something and drain you of all your positive energy. Every time you try to give them a positive solution, they shoot it right down. Pew! Every time you try to encourage them, they tell you how it's not going to work. And by the time you get exhausted of dealing with them and their issues, and you feel bad about it, you feel depressed, they're ready to leave because they did their job. They are extremely critical of you. Your friend should not be your worst critic. Your friend should not be putting you down or making fun of your pain. That's not a friend. Some fake friends can be extremely critical of their friends. Remember, your friends should never be your biggest critic. They should be your biggest fan. Some friends can offer constructive criticism because they want the best for you and want to see you improve. They're honest, but they'll likely do so in a kind, friendly way if they are a good friend. If your pal is toxic, they'll probably just shame you rather than provide helpful critiques. If they're a good friend, they may just give a good dose of honesty and advice. So a good friend, they just want to see you doing good and doing better. So they're going to give you correction that's going to make you do better, but they're going to do it in a loving way. They're going to do it in a loving way because you're their friend. They don't want to hurt you. Somebody who is not your friend, they want you to feel worse about yourself. They want to exploit your pain. We're just talking about the difference between a real friend and somebody that's toxic. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Their apologies don't sound genuine. Even when they make a mistake, even when they do apologize, it's not real. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry what I said hurt your feelings. You feel me?
Yeah.
If I said something that hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. That's not an apology. They don't want to, a friend is going to come to you because their internal, man, their intuition, all of that, their conscience is going to bother them. Have you ever done something to your friend and you were wrong? And you had to, come on, man, it bothers you when you do something wrong to a friend. You got to get that right. Yeah, you got to get it right. Person who had a problem with apologizing or trying to get something right with you, that's not a real friend. Does your friend say sorry when they are wrong is the question. What about when they do apologize? Do they sound honest is the second question. If your friend is one to ignore your friendship concerns, then they're likely not a genuine friend. If your friend does apologize when they're wrong, but shift the blame to you, then they're not taking accountability for their harmful actions and owning up to what they've done. Good friends can admit when they're wrong and they'll work on correcting any negative behavior that affects their friendship. Friends can admit when they are wrong and they'll work on correcting any negative behaviors that affects their friendship. You change what you did that hurt your friends. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Number 5, they keep score of your mistakes and missteps. Woo! A friend is the type of person, y'all get into an argument, y'all get into a fight, and y'all talk about it, y'all clear the air, and it's over. You don't bring it up no more. You don't talk about it no more. It's gone. Does your friend hold a grudge, or do you hold a grudge towards them? Because sometimes these relationships can become codependent, where you holding a grudge against them and they holding a grudge against you. But y'all in a relationship, a friendship. But you got a list of stuff you don't like about them, and they got a list of stuff they don't like about you. Why are y'all even together?
Sometimes it's a marriage.
Yeah. But it's a marriage, but it's not a relationship. It's an arrangement.
Right.
All right, so does your friend hold a grudge, or do you hold a grudge towards them? Toxic friendships often involve one or both of the friends involved keeping score or mistakes the other has made. When you do something that upsets them again, or maybe you're in an argument, they'll bring up all the disappointments and negative things you said or done. Arguments can get out of hand sometimes, but a toxic friend will tend to bring up toxic scoreboards only when they're confronted with their wrongs. They'll use all the times you did something similar as a way of not having to apologize or take accountability for what they've done wrong. A good friend is honest and listens to the concerns of their buddy. While anyone can argue, but a healthy friendship is filled with healthy, constructive discussions rather than toxic fights. 6 signs your friends are toxic and not real. Number 6, they exploit your insecurities and make you feel unhappy. But sometimes we can have self-esteem so low that we'll hang around people like that because our self-esteem is low. When you hang around somebody that's like that, who exploits your insecurities and make you feel unhappy when you leave their presence, you got low self-esteem if you go around them again. Because somebody with high self-esteem, one experience like that, never again. Y'all can keep that one, but you won't get me again. You feel unhappy around your friend or insecure. You don't need to feel your most joyful self when around your friend. That's normal. And there can be times when you feel anxious or unhappy as well from time to time. So sometimes you can be around your friend. You ain't going to be happy. Sometimes you're going to be around your friend. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be nervous. Stuff going on in your life. That's normal. I'm not saying every time you get around your friend, somebody's supposed to sprinkle pixie dust over y'all's heads and magic is supposed to happen. But you do have to have mutual respect. So what we're saying is, and there can be times where you feel anxious or unhappy as well from time to time. But if your friend makes you feel bad about yourself, then this can be another sign that you're in a toxic relationship. You shouldn't always feel on edge around your friend, afraid of their next criticism or harsh comments. Maybe they make toxic comments or always hold themselves in a higher regards than you. A toxic friend may play on your insecurities to make themselves feel better. Both needs should be met in a friendship without hurting the other's feelings or making them feel unhappy. Take note of how you feel after each interaction with them. Next time you hang out with them, notice if you come home feeling discouraged, humiliated, embarrassed, or insecure. If it's because of something they always say or do, it may just be that you have a toxic friend.